Yes or no, Mr. Kennedy?
And Dr. Malone is one of the inventors.
Yes or no?
U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced tough questions from both Democrats and Republicans during a combative 3-hour Senate hearing on Thursday. Tensions flared when senators pressed him about his decision to fire the CDC's director, Susan Menarez, who had started the job with Kennedy's support only a month earlier. She wrote an editorial in the Wall Street Journal about her experience, and Kennedy called her a liar in this exchange with Democratic Senator Ron Wyden, who called for Kennedy to resign.
So she's lying today to the American people in the Wall Street Journal.
Yes, sir. If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job. This was their job to keep us healthy.
Thank you.
And I need to fire some of those people to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Kennedy also faced questions about his recent vaccine policies, as well as Operation Warp Speed, President Donald Trump's successful first-term pandemic initiative to speed vaccine development. Here he was asked about it by Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who is a physician.
Mr. Secretary, do you agree with me that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. That's phenomenal.
Let me ask you, but you just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also...
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record.
COVID vaccines in the first year of their use saved some 14.4 million lives globally, according to a study published in the Lancet Infectious Diseases Journal. In a later exchange with Democratic Senator Mark Warner, Kennedy acknowledged the shots prevented deaths, but not how many, citing chaotic data from the Biden administration.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that because there was so much data chaos coming out of the CDC, and there was so many perverse incentives. And these are models.
You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID. You were sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services. How can you be that ignorant?
Republican Senator and physician John Barrasso broadened out the criticism beyond COVID.
I support vaccines. I'm a doctor. Vaccines work. Secretary Kennedy, in your confirmation hearings, you promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines. Since then, I've grown deeply concerned. The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership of the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines, the recently confirmed director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention fired. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Kennedy has made a series of controversial changes to U.S. vaccine policy, including narrowing who is eligible for COVID shots and firing all 17 expert members of a CDC vaccine advisory panel, choosing some fellow anti-vaccine activists to replace them. His firing of the CDC director triggered the resignations of 4 senior agency officials who cited anti-vaccine policies and misinformation pushed by Kennedy and his team.
The iconic Italian designer Giorgio Armani, one of the biggest names in fashion, has died at the age of 91. That's according to a statement on Thursday from the company he led for 5 decades. It said, quote, "With infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force." Armani was synonymous with modern Italian style, simplicity, and elegance. The designer once called his 1970s reimagining of the menswear jacket the, quote, "starting point for everything that came after." Armani combined the flair of a designer with the acumen of a businessman, running a company that earned about $2.7 billion a year. He was born in 1934 in Piacenza, a town in the industrial heartland of northern Italy. His family moved to Milan after World War II. Armani had been unwell for some time and was forced to drop out of Milan's Men's Fashion Week in June, the first time in his career that he had missed one of his catwalk events. Called King Giorgio by many, the designer was known for overseeing every detail, even fixing models' hair before they walked out onto the runway. The Armani Group said a funeral chamber will be set up on Saturday and Sunday in Milan, followed by a private funeral at a later date.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinched me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch.
Oh.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
You don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
U.S. stocks gained on Thursday, with the Dow adding more than 0.75%, the S&P 500 climbing over 0.8% to notch a record high close, and the Nasdaq rising about 1%. Data showed the number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, while hiring by private employers slowed in August, further evidence that labor market conditions were softening. Investors are now laser-focused on the U.S. monthly jobs report due Friday and whether it will keep Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and his fellow policymakers on track for an expected 25 basis point interest rate cut this month or cause that number to potentially double. Robert Conzo is CEO and Managing Director of the Wealth Alliance.
I believe 25 basis points is very well warranted. He should do it. The 50, I don't think it's really 100% necessary right now. I think we have to see how this labor report and what continues to go on. If corporate profits still continue, well then maybe that 25 basis points really isn't necessary. I think a little bit more data is necessary for a 50.
Stocks on the move Thursday included Amazon, which rose more than 4%. JetBlue said it will partner with Amazon's subsidiary Project Kuiper, a satellite broadband internet network, to improve its onboard Wi-Fi. Shares of Broadcom, which gained more than 1% at the close, rose higher in extended trading after the company forecast fourth-quarter revenue above Wall Street estimates, bolstered by strong demand for its custom AI chips. And shares of Lululemon nosedived about 14% in extended trading after the sportswear maker slashed its annual revenue and profit forecasts, signaling a slowdown in demand going into the crucial holiday season.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania. We begin with a special weather statement. Patchy, dense fog will persist through the daybreak this morning. That includes rivers and streams. Visibility as low as a quarter mile. So just be careful if you're heading out this morning. Again, patchy, dense fog will persist through the morning here this morning, so just be careful. Cloudy skies becoming partly cloudy this afternoon. Temperatures today in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy early tonight, followed by cloudy skies overnight. Slight chance of a rain shower and lows in the mid-50s. Saturday, morning rain showers, mid-60s for a high. Sunday, partly cloudy, low 60s. Monday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 60s. Tuesday, sunshine and mid-70s. That is a look at your weather forecast this morning at 7:16. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hello, Friday. It's good to see you. Today's gonna be a good day. Thanks for starting your Friday with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Hello, Friday. It's good to see you. Today's gonna be a good day.
I'm going to say something that's very unpopular.
What?
I'm not ready for today to be Friday. Like this week, really condensed.
It flew.
It did. I'm not, I say that. I'm ready for it, but I'm not ready for it. Like mentally, I'm not even, it's like Wednesday or Thursday for me.
Sorry.
I'm surprised you didn't say mentally you're like 4.
Exactly.
So, but no, are you ready for today? It's the weekend already?
I'm ready.
Wow.
I'm ready.
You know what that means?
What?
Next week is going to be long. It's pretty bad when Amy just makes sound effects over there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got today.
Well, this is big news.
What?
NFL is back. Woo! You know,
see the eye roll?
For the first time, maybe ever, I may have been rooting for the Cowboys last night.
Yeah. Eagles were a bit
much
obnoxious.
Yeah, incredibly. I don't say dirty.
Yeah.
I didn't care for their at all.
No.
And of course they lost. Cowboys. Philadelphia beat them. Again, if there was a way where both teams
could come out of there losing.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been like perfect. But that's not the case, and I may have been rooting for the Cowboys again for the first time. So
yeah,
I'm just not a Philadelphia fan. We're gonna have a big NFL special this morning in the third hour of the program. Mr. Sports will be here at 8. Joe Tech's gonna be joining us. NFL fan and Joe Tech, or Tech Guru, will be with us. So Bruce and Joe will spend the hour talking about the NFL season. So looking forward to that. But it's here. It's back. It's exciting. College football, gearing up for another big weekend. Of course, football game tonight. NFL game tonight. This is a big opening weekend for the NFL. So they, decided, hey, we're just going to kind of take over the weekend. Except for Saturday, we'll let college play out, those big games on Saturday. But, of course, we're going to be, covering maybe the best version of football, and that's high school football tonight. So we'll be on the road first. We're on the road 3 weeks in a row. So it's going to be a long stretch here. But, yeah.
Yeehaw.
Giddy up.
Here we go.
It'll be a late return tonight, but looking forward to it. I was looking at next week. Next week, got a bunch of soccer I think on the schedule. I'm not sure if we start volleyball next week, but next week's gonna be busy. Yeah. So looking forward to that. You got birthdays and what we're celebrating coming up. Giorgio Armani has passed away at the age of 91. I don't know. I think there's times I'm like, boy, it'd be nice to have an Armani suit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no.
It'd be nice.
Everything, no.
My understanding is he was, up until the end, he was a part of, everything in the business.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Very proud of his work, and had that story just a little bit ago about him. So, lived a very full life. At 91, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, Giorgio Armani has passed away. What else is going on in this? Anything else? Powerball. Powerball's what?
Thank God we didn't play.
1.7 billion.
Is it really?
Dollars.
So you get 600. I'm kidding. Let me see.
So this is what I don't. We already talked about this. I don't want to get back into this. But this is really frustrating, right? You're almost. It's 1.7 billion dollars. You're telling me somebody's going to take. What, almost $1 billion of that?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't play.
Yeah.
The odds though are just insane.
No, you're right. You walk away with 1.7 billion. You walk away with 770 million.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's come on.
It's not even it's more than half.
Crazy.
That's disgusting.
Crazy.
Disgusting.
All right. So that's the next drawing's what? Saturday.
Yeah. Get your ticket, Lucas.
It's a lot of money. Let's see some other headlines here this morning. Anything else going on? We haven't taken a deep dive into the dumb news that pops up from time to time. What I mean by this headline: bison escapes enclosure, feasts on village residents' plants. That's a big headline, right? How about a newborn red panda cub to make a public debut at the Buffalo Zoo? We've never been to the Buffalo Zoo.
Mm-mm.
I'm not a zoo guy.
Mm-mm. I like Erie Zoo Boo.
Yeah, but we haven't done that in years.
I know.
The Pittsburgh Zoo was kind of neat. The aquarium part was awesome.
Yeah.
But, I know Ohio has some great zoos. But, I don't think we've ever ventured out and said, okay, let's go to this. We were, where do we go? Blue Spring in Florida this past February. We stopped to see the manatees swim around, and that was nice.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes.
I know.
And then it's
you kind of want to okay, I'm going to leave them alone now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they really don't want us staring at them.
I don't think they care.
You know.
This is kind of a neat story. A student's lost wallet was found behind the school wall 51 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. Workers doing renovations at an Ontario high school made a surprising discovery behind a bathroom wall, a wallet lost by a then 17-year-old student 51 years earlier. Lorna McQueen, caretaker at Stony Creek's Orchard Park Secondary School, that's a cool name,
That is.
said construction workers were tearing down a bathroom at the facility August 26th when they found a wallet concealed behind the wall. The wallet contained items belonging to Tom Schnapp, who was 17 at the time, back in 1974. The contents included student ID, a driver's license, social insurance card, photos of family and friends, a transit pass, price list from a Canadian distillery, and a 35-cent ticket to a hockey game. McQueen and her team were able to contact the now 67-year-old on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Initially, I thought it was a prank, he said, because they're saying there's a social insurance card and a birth certificate in there. And I thought, well, I already have those things. But in reflection, I remembered I renewed them at some point and said I might as well go down to the school and check this out. So he visited the school Friday afternoon and discovered it was indeed the wallet that he had forgotten that he ever lost. Flipping through the things in there, it was a trip down Amnesia Lane, he said. So kind of a neat thing there. But, yeah, 17-year-old at the time, and now he's 67. Just like that.
Boom.
Time flies, man. So enjoy every moment that you get, right?
Definitely.
Don't rush life. All right, let's get to birthdays and what we're celebrating here this morning. Today is the 5th day of September, and here's who's celebrating a birthday.
All right. Actor George Lazenby is 86. Actor Michael Keaton.
Is he an actor?
It says actor George Lazenby.
Why does that sound familiar?
He was picked to portray Agent 007 in Her Majesty's Secret during a press conference in 1968.
Okay.
Michael Keaton is 74.
Mumichael Keaton is 74.
Mm-hmm. Actress Rose McGowan is 52. Actress Carice Van Houten is 49. And actress Kat Graham is 39.
Beetlejuice, Batman, 74.
Like every fantastic 1980s icon he has played. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Well, happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. I'm Batman. If today happens to be your birthday, my goal this Halloween was to be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the Michael Keaton Batman. But I don't want to, you know me, I don't want to just like...
Mm-hmm. I had this conversation, I'm going to tell you, with our middle son yesterday. He wants a Mothman suit, but it has to be a certain one. And I said, well, can't we just get it and make listen, I'm not too shabby at that. But the two of you are like, no, it's got to be this.
No, I found an effects company that will make me the 1989 Michael Keaton bat suit.
Skin tight and all. Yeah.
There's some flexibility in there. I can get into it.
You can breathe?
Yeah, I sent maybe I sent some numbers to him.
Oh my God.
It's not going to happen this year. Actually. Now it's what?
Nothing. Let's talk about what we're celebrating.
All right, what are we celebrating today?
So it is Bring Your Manners to Work Day.
Oh, yes.
International Day of Charity, National 401k Day, National Act Dumb Day, National Be Late for Something Day, National Cellulite Day, National Cheese Pizza Day, National Shanty Day, National Child Protection Week, National Food Bank Week, National Lazy Moms Day, National Shrink Day, World Samosa Day, and that is it for today.
That's it?
Yeah, you ready for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's a weekend.
Bon Air Flag Day, Fight Procrastination Day, Great.
Can we save that for next week? No. The fight procrastination. Like, we'll save it for next week.
Great Egg Toast Day, International Bacon Day, National Coffee Ice Cream Day,
Bacon Day. Oh.
National Hummingbird Day, National Read a Book Day, National Tailgating Day, Spirit Festival, Turkey Vulture Day, World Beard Day, and that is it. And then on Sunday we celebrate Buy a Book Day, Google Commemoration Day, Grandma Moses Day, Grandparents Day, Indigenous Literacy Day, International Day of Clean Air, International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies, National Acorn Squash Day, National Beer Lovers Day, National Fields of Love Day, National First Day of Peel Season, National Grateful Patient Day, National Neither Snow Nor Rain Day, National New Hampshire Day, National Pet Rock Day, National Salami Day, Superhuman Day, Texas Energy Savings Day, Assisted Living Week, National Waffle Week, Suicide Prevention Week, and then we have, I can't even talk, it would have been Buddy Holly's birthday.
So my question to you is, Saturday is Read a Book Day, Sunday is Buy a Book Day.
Right.
Shouldn't that be
flip-flop?
Flip-flop.
Most
Buy a
definitely.
book so then you can read it.
Yeah, no, it should have been.
So maybe we need to reach out to those national holiday people and say, hey.
Get your crap straight.
Yeah.
Do it.
Something's not right here. This needs fixed
Do it.
immediately. 7:30, your headlines are next.
Yes or no, Mr. Kennedy?
And Dr. Malone is one of the inventors.
Yes or no?
U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced tough questions from both Democrats and Republicans during a combative 3-hour Senate hearing on Thursday. Tensions flared when senators pressed him about his decision to fire the CDC's director, Susan Monarez, who had started the job with Kennedy's support only a month earlier. She wrote an editorial in the Wall Street Journal about her experience, and Kennedy called her a liar in this exchange with Democratic Senator Ron Wyden, who called for Kennedy to resign.
So she's lying today to the American people in the Wall Street Journal.
Yes, sir. If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job. This was their job to keep us healthy.
Thank you.
And I need to fire some of those people to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Kennedy also faced questions about his recent vaccine policies, as well as Operation Warp Speed, President Donald Trump's successful first-term pandemic initiative to speed vaccine development. Here he was asked about it by Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who is a physician.
Mr. Secretary, do you agree with me that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. That was phenomenal.
Let me ask you, but you just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also...
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record.
COVID vaccines in the first year of their use saved some 14.4 million lives globally, according to a study published in the Lancet Infectious Diseases Journal. In a later exchange with Democratic Senator Mark Warner, Kennedy acknowledged the shots prevented deaths, but not how many, citing chaotic data from the Biden administration.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that because there was so much data chaos coming out of the CDC, and there was so many perverse incentives. And these are models.
You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID. You were sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services. How can you be that ignorant?
Republican Senator and physician John Barrasso broadened out the criticism beyond COVID.
I support vaccines. I'm a doctor. Vaccines work. Secretary Kennedy, in your confirmation hearings, you promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines. Since then, I've grown deeply concerned. The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership of the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines, the recently confirmed director of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention fired. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Kennedy has made a series of controversial changes to U.S. vaccine policy, including narrowing who is eligible for COVID shots and firing all 17 expert members of a CDC vaccine advisory panel, choosing some fellow anti-vaccine activists to replace them. His firing of the CDC director triggered the resignations of 4 senior agency officials who cited anti-vaccine policies and misinformation pushed by Kennedy and his team.
The iconic Italian designer Giorgio Armani, one of the biggest names in fashion, has died at the age of 91. That's according to a statement on Thursday from the company he led for 5 decades. It said, quote, "With infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force." Armani was synonymous with modern Italian style, simplicity, and elegance. The designer once called his 1970s reimagining of the menswear jacket the, quote, "starting point for everything that came after." Armani combined the flair of a designer with the acumen of a businessman, running a company that earned about $2.7 billion a year. He was born in 1934 in Piacenza, a town in the industrial heartland of northern Italy. His family moved to Milan after World War II. Armani had been unwell for some time and was forced to drop out of Milan's Men's Fashion Week in June, the first time in his career that he had missed one of his catwalk events. Called King Giorgio by many, the designer was known for overseeing every detail, even fixing models' hair before they walked out onto the runway. The Armani Group said a funeral chamber will be set up on Saturday and Sunday in Milan, followed by a private funeral at a later date.
Discover no-sweat savings of over $7,000 off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's Dog Days of Summer sales event. Our mascot Clark can hardly contain his excitement, and he's asleep, of course. This month, don't sleep on our hottest savings of the summer, including more than $7,000 off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly $2,000 on hot new SUVs like the Trax and the Equinox. The Dog Days of Summer sales event. Where? At Community Chevrolet.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born breech, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
U.S. stocks gained on Thursday, with the Dow adding more than 0.75%, the S&P 500 climbing over 0.8% to notch a record high close, and the Nasdaq rising about 1%. Data showed the number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, while hiring by private employers slowed in August, further evidence that labor market conditions were softening. Investors are now laser-focused on the U.S. monthly jobs report due Friday and whether it will keep Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and his fellow policymakers on track for an expected 25 basis point interest rate cut this month or cause that number to potentially double. Robert Conzo is CEO and Managing Director of the Wealth Alliance.
I believe 25 basis points is very well warranted. He should do it. The 50, I don't think it's really 100% necessary right now. I think we have to see how this labor report and what continues to go on. If corporate profits still continue, well then maybe that 25 basis points really isn't necessary. I think a little bit more data is necessary for a 50.
Stocks on the move Thursday included Amazon, which rose more than 4%. JetBlue said it will partner with Amazon's subsidiary Project Kuiper, a satellite broadband internet network, to improve its onboard Wi-Fi. Shares of Broadcom, which gained more than 1% at the close, rose higher in extended trading after the company forecast fourth quarter revenue above Wall Street estimates, bolstered by strong demand for its custom AI chips. And shares of Lululemon nosedived about 14% in extended trading after the sportswear maker slashed its annual revenue and profit forecasts, signaling a slowdown in demand going into the crucial holiday season.
Markets brace for Friday's jobs report. Joining us is Robert Conzo of the Wealth Alliance. Okay, Robert, tomorrow we get the critical non-farm payrolls report, with September typically being a weak month for stocks. How much is riding on this report for markets?
This report is important. I think what's more important, though, is not so much the number, but the how these numbers are being put together. The BLS is in question. Trump is riding hard, fired chairperson, And now we're getting questions on what's going on. Last year, if you remember, Lisa, we had 800,000 job revision down. That was staggering. Recently, May and June, 258,000 revised downward. That was huge. That set Trump on a tear. We looked at from January to June, the total revision so far, 460 downward. That's tracking what it did last year. That's dangerous because governments, mega cap companies, economies are looking at these numbers and trying to drive policy. If you don't have faith in the numbers, then what? So the 75,000 job number that's supposed to come out, how stable is it? How real is it? That's a big question. It's a problem.
Well, that leads me to what was going to be my next question for you, which is, since this is the first jobs report after Trump having fired the chief of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, how closely will you scrutinize this? And do you think it needs closer scrutiny, this report?
Yeah, well, if the mechanism by which the report is being generated, it's very old school. You're talking about phone calls, surveys, handwritten mailings. I mean, these things are antiquated. So if the methodology is an issue, well, then you start questioning the number itself. Look, right now it's the best we got, and it's been used for a long time. So we have to take the number seriously, whatever it is, and it will be scrutinized, maybe a little bit more, but from a perspective of, is it important? Sure, it's important. If the labor market is pulling back, remember, between 100 and 150,000 jobs is considered good. If you're at 75,000 and it gets revised down to 19,000, the labor market is changing, and that's a concern. But by the way, that change probably is more that companies are just holding off rather than hiring. They're waiting to see, and that's a direct derivative of the uncertainty related to tariffs and how people could create budgets and manage their balance sheets going forward. CEOs are having a very hard time doing that right now with all these changes that are happening.
Lots of Fed drama, of course. Today, the U.S. Justice Department launched a criminal probe into Fed Governor Lisa Cook for alleged mortgage fraud. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, we have Stephen Myron, who is Trump's pick to be on the Board of Governors. He's testifying. Do you see, I'll just ask you this flat out, do you see the Fed's independence as fraying?
The Fed has been pressured by administrations in the past. And again, I don't have evidence of that, but the Fed and the government and what they do is very well connected. So right now we know one thing, they're being pressured. Trump has been pressuring Powell for a long time. It was threatening to fire him, saying he's stupid. I mean, it's really kind of really hard line. And we know one thing, Powell has held the line. He hasn't changed his view, which was hold rates. And maybe he did it because of pushing back against Trump. He also did it because he didn't want to be Burns in the 70s that cut it short, and then Volcker had to come in and save the day. He also didn't want to be, in recent history, Canada and Australia, who cut too early. So he held the line. He's held his independence. This attack against Lisa Cook is probably more motivated. Trump, for many reasons, doesn't believe she's qualified for the job. And he wants to put a person there that he believes would agree more with him. So there's pressuring going on. I still believe, though, the Fed is acting independently. I think they've shown that, and they continue to show that, and I believe they will going forward.
Markets are pricing in a 25 basis point rate cut at the September policy meeting. Depending on what happens with tomorrow's jobs report, do you see that as potentially being a jumbo 50 basis point cut, which was what we saw exactly 1 year ago? What do you think?
Well, the 50 basis point cut that happened a year ago, remember before that, the cut happened 4 years before in 2020. So it was a long time before the 50 basis point cut. And on top of that, we had a run up in interest rates in 2022 from 0 to 5 in less than a year. So cutting 50 basis points, the last cut in September, wasn't as dramatic as it may have seemed now. Now you have a different scenario. 25 basis point cut is pretty much on the table. People feel it's happened, it's warranted. Going up to 50 is a different ballgame altogether. And the reason why is you have people on opposite sides of that fence. Some people believe, hey, a rate cut dropping should happen greatly because the rates are restrictive, they're high, they're hurting small caps. Follow the rest of the world and start to do it. You're behind the curve, cut. And other people feel that's not really necessary. You don't have to spur the economy. It's just that you don't have to do it. So you have many people on either side, and that extra 25 basis points is not as clear cut as maybe it once was. I believe 25 basis points is very well warranted. He should do it. The 50, I don't think it's really 100% necessary right now. I think we have to see how this labor report and what continues to go. And if corporate profits still continue, well, then maybe that 25 basis points really isn't necessary. I think a little bit more data is necessary for a 50.
American Eagle is proving that there's no such thing as bad publicity. The retailer's shares soared 33% on Thursday, fueled by a controversial ad campaign featuring Euphoria actor Sydney Sweeney that has boosted consumer demand. The ads, which feature the tagline, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes," garnered backlash on social media over perceived racial undertones related to genetic traits. But they nonetheless delivered what American Eagle's chief marketing officer called unprecedented new customer acquisition. As a result, the ads are, quote, "not going anywhere," he said, adding that the campaign will continue through the end of the year. The retailer is also benefiting from its collaboration with True Colors, the clothing brand of NFL star Travis Kelce, also known as Taylor Swift's fiancé. American Eagle said its customer count was up more than 700,000 since the launch of the campaigns with Sweeney and Kelce, with their ads generating 40 billion impressions. The company is relying on celebrity-led campaigns to attract Gen Z and boost demand among shoppers who are pulling back on spending amid economic uncertainty.
Donald Trump on Thursday signed an order implementing lower tariffs on Japanese cars and other goods. The agreement on lower duties had been announced in July, but not yet put into effect. It cuts duties on Japanese cars from 27.5% to 15%, with the lower rate kicking in 7 days after publication of Trump's order. Speaking Friday, Tokyo's chief trade negotiator, Ryosei Akazawa, said it was a relief to finally have a deal in place. Though the tariffs remain painful, the news is a relief for Japan's critical auto sector. Toyota said last month that it expected a hit of nearly $10 billion as a result of the trade war. The deal includes a promise that Japan will invest $550 billion in the US. And Trump's order says Tokyo will work to increase procurement of US rice by 75%. It says purchases of other farm goods will also increase, including corn, soybeans and fertilizer, though the Japanese government has vowed that it will not sacrifice the country's farmers as part of the agreement. Thursday's news brings some clarity to a key relationship. Two-way trade between the nations reached nearly $230 billion last year, with Japan running a surplus of almost $70 billion. Tokyo says the deal includes a promise that it will always get the lowest tariff on chips and drugs of any deals negotiated by Washington. It also expects the 15% rate not to be stacked on top of existing tariffs. In July, the EU agreed the same baseline rate as part of its deal with Washington. On Friday, South Korea said that it was assessing the Japanese agreement, with its automakers currently facing higher US tariffs.
Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together, and I think all of the companies here are making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation. So it's we don't often get together as the CEOs of the different companies, but it's good to see everyone.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That was very nice.
I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here.
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change. We're very excited to see what you're doing to make all of our companies and our entire country so successful. The investment that's happening here, the ability to get the power in the industry back in the United States, I think this will set us up for a long period of great success leading the world, and I don't think that would be happening now without your leadership.
From how Japan got lower tariffs at last, to how a controversial ad sent American Eagle soaring. This is the week in numbers. 15% is finally the US tariff on Japanese cars, down from 27.5%. The lower rate will kick in after Donald Trump signed an order implementing it. That makes good on an agreement struck in July, and drew a big sigh of relief from Japan's chief trade negotiator. Up to $5 billion is the value Reuters sources say bidders have put on Starbucks operations in China. If a sale goes ahead at that price, it could mark one of the most valuable China unit divestments by a global firm. Starbucks has said it doesn't plan a full sale of the business, and there's no word on what size of stake it might offload. 33% was the surge in shares for American Eagle on Thursday. The retailer has won attention with a marketing campaign featuring actor Sydney Sweeney. Those ads have faced a backlash over perceived racial undertones, but American Eagle says they have driven unprecedented new customer acquisition and will not be stopping. Up to 16% is how much Reuters sources say BYD is slashing its sales forecast for the year. If confirmed, that would add to signs that the Chinese EV giant's era of white-hot growth is cooling off. It's already slowed production at some plants amid weaker consumer demand at home. And just over $3,578 per ounce was the record high hit by gold on Wednesday. The precious metal has been on the up amid bets on a US rate cut and general global jitters, including over the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Investors traditionally see bullion as a safe haven, meaning it tends to gain in times of trouble.
We're looking at patchy, dense fog here this morning. That should be burning off through as we get through the morning here, but just be careful if you're out traveling. Cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy this afternoon with temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies this evening. Becoming overcast overnight, slight chance of a rain shower, lows in the mid-50s. Saturday morning rain showers, mid-60s. Sunday, some afternoon rain showers with temperatures in the low 60s. Monday, mostly sunny, upper 60s, and Tuesday, sunshine and back into the 70s, about mid-70s for a high on Tuesday. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:56. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, where we are, this is when was the 1st of September?
I don't even know.
No, today's the 5th. So,
yeah, Monday was the 1st of September.
So this is the first full weekend here in September. Okay, so... yeah, so that's throwing me off in addition to, being a short work week anyhow, having the holiday on Monday. But, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, I think, huh?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Next hour, we're going to be joined by Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson. Also, Joe Tech will be with us. We're going to have an NFL special. Of course, the NFL kicked off last night between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And the winner there... Philadelphia came out on top. So, there some highlights, lowlights, a little bit of everything.
I know, what was the score? I don't even know.
Last night?
I know, right?
Yeah, highlights and lowlights last night.
Oh, we heard lowlights. Lowlights.
No, not you. I was talking about the game.
Eagles.
The game.
Those are the lowlights.
Highlights and lowlights.
Okay. So sorry.
Yes.
So sorry.
But now that you say lowlifes, that's.
We heard our names.
No. They're coming up next. And,
oh, my Lord.
Yeah, that's...
Right, what was the score?
Was it 24-20?
420, I believe.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that I think for the first time ever I was rooting for the Cowboys, but
yeah.
I don't know. Anyhow, so a lot going on this weekend, and I just saw, this is scary stuff. It is the beginning of September, and I saw a promotional ad on Facebook for Mannheim Steamroller.
Absolutely.
Their Christmas show coming to Erie in December. So, yeah, it's all that stuff's coming quickly. So, again, if you're out and about this morning, do be careful. Some areas, especially those low-lying areas, dense, patchy fog here this morning. But other than that, things should clear out. Should be a nice night for week 3 of high school football tonight.
That's
so.
crazy.
Just be ready for that. You may want to take a sweatshirt. I forgot my sweatshirt.
No, you didn't.
You got
It's
it?
right there.
Okay, thank you. Week 3 of high school football tonight, and you were at soccer last night. Was it kind of rainy, or had it stopped?
No,
by
it
then?
actually wasn't rainy where we were. It was nice.
Okay.
It was actually perfect soccer weather. So
Good. All right. And, got soccer tomorrow and a lot next week. We'll be broadcasting a lot between tonight and next week, so looking forward to it. So, all right. Happy Friday.
Woohoo!
This is The Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Great local programming throughout the day and all weekend, all week next week here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Our third hour continues on our website, on the Armstrong YouTube channel page on YouTube there. And, looking forward to it. Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
U.S. stocks gained on Thursday, with the Dow adding more than 0.75%, the S&P 500 climbing over 0.8% to notch a record high close, and the Nasdaq rising about 1%. Data showed the number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, while hiring by private employers slowed in August, further evidence that labor market conditions were softening. Investors are now laser-focused on the U.S. monthly jobs report due Friday and whether it will keep Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and his fellow policymakers on track for an expected 25 basis point interest rate cut this month or cause that number to potentially double. Robert Conzo is CEO and Managing Director of the Wealth Alliance.
I believe 25 basis points is very well warranted. He should do it. The 50, I don't think it's really 100% necessary right now. I think we have to see how this labor report and what continues to go. And if corporate profits still continue, well, then maybe that 25 basis points really isn't necessary. I think a little bit more data is necessary for a 50.
Stocks on the move Thursday included Amazon, which rose more than 4%. JetBlue said it will partner with Amazon's subsidiary Project Kuiper, a satellite broadband internet network, to improve its onboard Wi-Fi. Shares of Broadcom, which gained more than 1% at the close, rose higher in extended trading after the company forecast fourth quarter revenue above Wall Street estimates, bolstered by strong demand for its custom AI chips. And shares of Lululemon nosedived about 14% in extended trading after the sportswear maker slashed its annual revenue and profit forecasts, signaling a slowdown in demand going into the crucial holiday season.
All right, a quick look at that forecast. Some dense morning fog. Be careful if you're out traveling this morning. Cloudy early, peaks of sunshine expected late, upper 70s for a high. Partly cloudy skies early tonight, giving way to cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower, lows in the mid-50s. Into the weekend, Saturday morning rain showers, mid-60s. Sunday afternoon showers with temperatures in the low 60s. Monday, mostly sunny, upper 60s. Tuesday, sunshine, mid-70s. We're in the stretch. Get through maybe the threat of some rain this weekend. We're into a nice stretch of really nice weather coming up, so hopefully that sticks. 8 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, this is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, a lot of excitement last night as the NFL officially returned. We just got off of big kickoff weekend for college football. Get ready for another weekend of college football. But NFL is officially back last night, featuring the Eagles and the Cowboys. I said earlier it would have been nice if both teams could have walked out of there with a loss. And I may have found myself cheering for the Cowboys for the first time ever. Some of that played out last night with the behavior of the Eagles, but it is what it is. But we're going to spend an hour talking about NFL, and we've got Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson, and we got Joe Roddy with us here this morning. Morning, guys. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
All right.
Yeah, good to be here.
Good
to be seen.
Yes. Where do you want to start?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the AFC, not the AFL, and then we're going to go over the NFC, where the teams, and then we'll go through the playoff scenario, and then we're going to finish up the show in the second hour. We're going to talk a little bit about Penn State.
Okay.
Or no, about the Steelers. Excuse me, Steelers. About their. Yeah, I'm still in last week.
That's okay. Because if you want to even recap that real quick, we got time.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that maybe toward the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Good game. All right. So first of all, we're going to look at the AFC, and we're going to go through the divisions, the 4 divisions, and pick who we think the division winners will be, and the wild cards. And then once we do both the American and National Conference, then we're going to look at the playoff scenario, and then who we think is going to wind up in the Super Bowl. So, Joe, let's look at the AFC. So, I will go over my division winners. I picked Buffalo for the AFC East, Baltimore for the AFC North, Houston for the AFC South, and Kansas City for the AFC West. And my wild card teams were Pittsburgh, where's my other one here? Los Angeles and Denver. That's right. I picked 2 in the Western Division, so there's only 3. So,
well, and I don't think there's any denying that the big 3, maybe in the NFL, are the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. I don't think there's a whole lot of argument over that, and pretty much everybody's picking those 3 to win their division. The South is probably the
weakest.
Yes. It may be in the NFL.
Yes.
Although the NFC South isn't real strong either. So I picked the Texans, but I wasn't real. There's not much difference, in my opinion, in some of those teams. So
they all seem to be in some
toss-up.
They all seem to be in some realm of rebuild.
Yeah.
New quarterbacks or whatever.
The Texans seem to be most set at their quarterback position. I don't know what happened to Jacksonville. And I'm blanking on his name. The blonde-haired kid. He was supposedly really good, and he's been kind of terrible last couple
from
years.
LSU,
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I picked the Texans as well. I think people are going to sleep on the Dolphins a little bit, so I picked them as the the 7 seed.
The only thing, the Dolphins are going through some stuff right now. There's some unhappiness going on with Tua and maybe the head coach and some other situations there. Miami is a little, I think, unstable at the moment.
Could be.
That was my take. They're talented. But
now, that doesn't mean they can't pull it together and everybody puts on the
Tua,
front.
I think, is a pretty good quarterback, but he's got health issues.
He does have health issues, but if they can get a couple of wins early on, that could potentially gel that team, and they could be decent. And their head coach is really good, really talented. So,
and Jacksonville's got a new coach this year, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, because they got rid of what's his name from
I think
came
they
down
did.
from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yeah, so he's gone.
Yeah. So
usually if you don't win for 3 years in a row and you're a new coach, you're usually gone.
Yeah.
So you get about 3 years in the NFL.
Yeah. So where I differ is Bruce picked the Broncos. I picked the Dolphins to be a wild card team, as well as the Steelers and the Chargers.
And I was doing the same thing. I was vacillating between Denver and Miami.
Yeah.
I think Denver's going to be surprising to some people this year.
They could, but they have a young quarterback. You know, if he hits a sophomore slump, you know, I don't know that they're a complete team yet. So I still kind of left them off. And I think the Chargers, you know, they've got a good head coach. They got a good young quarterback too. So
I see them as a team on the rise.
I do too. I think picking Najee Harris might have been a mistake, but I think they've got a really good coach, and it's only going to be a matter of time before they're a really good team in contention.
Isn't he hurt? Didn't he get hurt?
He got hurt for a while, but I thought he was okay, but I don't know that.
George Pickens, I know his immaturity kind of popped out last night during the game. So I'm just saying that's.
He's George Pickens.
I kind of wanted to watch just for that, but I was kind of busy because you know it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
It's just like, will it happen the first game or when will it happen?
It will be interesting to see how the Dallas fans handle him.
Yeah.
You know, because as long as he's making great plays, he can be a diva.
Overlook certain
He
things.
can be a diva, but if he starts making mistakes, it hurts the team. They'll be on him like you know what on you know what.
Well, and again, it's kind of like what I said about the Dolphins. If they can get a couple of wins early and keep those divas happy for a while, the complexion of their season could change. But if they get a couple of losses, which they've got one already early on, and he starts throwing a helmet on the sideline and complaining about, you know, how many times he gets the ball, it could spiral and they could be terrible.
Yeah. So before I want to kind of get to the road where you guys are on. I'm just going to bring up a division, and I just want some quick thoughts there. So AFC East, New England, Miami, the Jets, and Buffalo. So those teams specifically, give us a quick synopsis.
New England, Miami,
the Jets, and Buffalo. AFC East.
Well, the Bills are a powerhouse.
Yes.
They're going to be good.
They got a great quarterback.
Yeah. Really good coach, too.
Really good coach.
I think
everybody else is New England's kind of rebuilding, and so are the Jets.
But they brought in a good coach.
They did.
Mike Vrabel.
I don't think he's going to be successful his first year because they got a big rebuild in front of him. But I think he will make the team better than what Jared Mayo, I think, was their coach last year, and he wasn't ready for coaching.
Yeah,
you know.
I think New England and I think the Jets are going to be better than they have been.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? I don't know yet.
Again, I still think the standings are going to, Jets are still going to be at the bottom. Will they be better? Probably, but they've got a long road to crawl.
Yeah, Buffalo's a good team, and Miami is a good team with some problems. So I don't think you're going to push either one of those two out. So I think it's really New York and New England vying to see who can get to third place.
Okay.
So
AFC North, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Well, I'll start with this one. Baltimore has a great quarterback, but he never wins in the playoffs, ever. And every year they have a great season. They win all these games. They get to the playoffs, and I think he only has 2 playoff wins over 5 seasons. So,
Bruce, it's almost, we've talked about this a lot over the years, but it almost feels like they're not in the game at that moment. They're like thinking about the next game, and yeah, they just crumble in those playoffs games.
And I think, and this is just my opinion, but I think when you look at Lamar Jackson's game, if you force him to play down the field deep, he's not a particularly accurate deep down the field passer. So when you make him play to his weakness, you can beat him. And don't let him outside. Do not let him outside. Keep him in the pocket. Make him throw deep, and you can beat him. And I think, and remember, in the playoffs, you play good defenses.
Yeah.
He can eat up bad defenses, but when you play good defenses that know how to play you, he struggles.
I think this year you're going to see teams that are 10-7 and 9-8 that are going to miss the playoffs.
Yep, I agree.
And I think Pittsburgh might be on that line of still being 500 or better, but maybe.
Well,
maybe.
we'll talk about that next hour. I have some thoughts on that as well, but we'll see.
And Cleveland's going to be Cleveland?
Cleveland's going to be Cleveland.
Okay.
Although I think Flacco's the guy that should quarterback them. You know, they're a young team, and bring in a veteran quarterback and let him play. You know, maybe he could do some things.
And then Cincinnati's a team that has like really good pieces.
Great quarterback, great wide receivers, a couple of best in the NFL. But
it almost seems like the Steelers and the Bengals are two sides of a coin. Whereas the Steelers have put a lot of effort and emphasis and money into their defense, Cincinnati's done the exact opposite.
Yep.
They paid their quarterback, they've paid their wide receivers, they've really gone in on the offense, but they, again, other than a couple of pieces, obviously the Steelers extended DK Metcalf. I believe the Bengals did with their good, talented outside linebacker.
Right.
But for the most part, they've kind of focused on offense, and they can score a lot, but their defense is really quite porous.
Well, wouldn't it be a dream team, their offense and our defense?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I was thinking that. Merge that coin here.
Well, that would be great. Yeah. Because we can play defense.
Okay.
And I think most people are picking the Bengals to be better because it is an offensive league. But, I mean, it's going to be – those two are going to be fighting for second and third and potentially that last playoff spot.
You mentioned AFC South, really, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Houston, Indianapolis.
There's not much to say there.
Yeah.
Pretty mediocre division. Yeah. Houston will probably win, but, you never know.
And then the AFC West, Vegas, Kansas City, Denver, Chargers. Las Vegas is interesting. I think they're going to be better. They've got, what's his name from the Seahawks coming in coaching. And you got the influence of Tom Brady a little bit in there. And
I think
it takes a little bit. I don't think they've done enough.
Right.
You can turn a team around in a year, but I don't think they've done enough to do that. So I think they'll be better.
But you're going up against Kansas City and the Chargers.
Yeah,
those are good teams.
And the Broncos, who we talked about,
they're not bad either.
Improved. They got good
so they're
young
in a conference that's really competitive.
Yeah.
If they were in the South Conference, they might even win.
Yeah.
But they're in that West Conference, and that's a tough conference.
All right, real quick, you're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. NFL Special with Bruce and Joe here this morning.
Let's move to the NFC. On the NFC, my picks are Philadelphia will win the East, although I like Washington. I like Washington a lot. I almost picked them to be the division winner, but I don't think they're quite ready. In the North, you got Detroit. They're a powerhouse. Minnesota's a good team. So is Green Bay. And Green Bay just got that defensive player from Dallas, which will make them better on defense.
Yeah.
I remember when he played for Penn State. And then in the West, you got Los Angeles and San Francisco. And Seattle's not bad. But I picked my division winners were Philadelphia, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Los Angeles. My wild cards were Washington, Minnesota, and San Francisco.
I went with the Eagles, Lions, Bucks, and everybody's sleeping on the Niners. This is kind of my odd pick. I know that they might be terrible, but I think their quarterback's good, and McCaffrey's always hurt, but they've got good receivers. They got a good good coach. So I actually picked San Francisco, the 49ers, to win the West.
And I think they're younger than L.A., which might help them.
Yeah.
L.A.'s a pretty older veteran team.
Yep.
And their quarterback, who's very good also, I think is getting up there. Isn't he close to 40?
I think so.
Yeah, so.
And then I picked the Packers, the Vikings, and the Washington Commanders for the wild card teams. I did pick the Vikings, and I know a lot of people are picking them to finish second in the North there, but I picked the Packers to finish second in that. They're relying on a really young quarterback, a really inexperienced quarterback, and I know they got a good team, but that makes me a little nervous when you throw an inexperienced.
Isn't it McCaffrey? Isn't that young guy?
The kid from Michigan.
Yeah,
right?
Michigan. Yeah. Yep.
And they're basically handing him the keys and saying go with it. So
that can be problematic.
I think I'm looking at. I love Detroit. I think the issue coming into this season is the coaches that have moved on and are coaching elsewhere. Can they recover from that? How are they going to recover from that?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be interesting to watch. Minnesota, they've been sneakily good up to a point, right?
But there again, they can't seem to get over the hump and win the game, and now you're going to rely on a
young quarterback.
Yeah,
and that's problem. Yeah.
Tampa Bay also one of those teams. Baker Mayfield's been surprising.
Has made a new career for himself down here.
Yeah.
You know, he was really kicked out of Cleveland. Cleveland maybe wish they still had him now. But I'm sure he's glad he's where he's at.
Yeah. And I think, with Dallas, with Brian Schottenheimer in there, I think you've got a name with stability, at least a family background, with who his dad was. But at the same time, you've got to deal with Jerry Jones.
Yes.
And that's the headache, I think, with Dallas.
I actually picked Dallas to finish last in their division just because if you, like I said
don't
before,
like
it's not.
I know.
Yeah, but
I know.
It's just always seems to be chaos down there,
Yeah,
and they've got a microscope on them. I think Dak is a decent quarterback, but we talked about Pickens, we talked about Parsons leaving. If they get a few losses under their belt, it could snowball, and they could be in the cellar. I don't know that they will, but it could.
Yeah, they got New York as the team that they're vying with for the cellar, and I don't know how good New York's going to be. I still think they're in rebuild mode.
I think so too.
And Russell Wilson's there.
Wilson's
yeah,
there now,
so he doesn't pass in the middle of the field, so that's going to be difficult.
It'd be interesting to see which teams kind of force him to make those types of plays, and can he do it? Will he do it?
If you saw him last year, he did well early, but once they realized he wouldn't throw down the middle of the field, they made him throw there.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we want to go through the playoffs then and pick our Super Bowl winners?
Yeah, let's go through the playoffs. We got about how much till news time?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we got time. Okay, in the wild card game, I got Denver at Baltimore and Pittsburgh at Kansas City and Los Angeles at Houston in the wild card game. And I picked Baltimore to beat Denver, Kansas City to beat Pittsburgh, and Los Angeles to beat Houston.
So I agree that the Chiefs will beat the Steelers, but I have the Chargers beating the Texans and the Bills beating the Dolphins.
Okay, the NFC wild card. I got San Francisco at Philadelphia, Minnesota at Los Angeles, and Washington at Tampa Bay. And I have Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and Washington winning those games.
I have the Packers over the Eagles, the Bucks over the Vikings, and the Commanders beating the Niners.
Oh, you got the Eagles going down. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Boy, that'd be great. I mean, yeah, that could happen.
I don't think he likes the Eagles.
I don't think so either.
But you know what? I'll tell you, this season, which is very interesting, and it happened last night before the first snap, one of the Eagles players ejected from the game.
Yeah.
They're really watching the sportsmanship this year, and if there's a sneeze that goes in the wrong direction,
it was a very bad start.
Oh
for
my
sportsmanship.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, gone.
It was before the game even started, right?
Before the first snap, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Joey Porter got thrown out of a game before it started. And what it did is James Harrison got his first start and showed the NFL how good he was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey Porter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't mind players being a little chippy, but,
Well, according to what we heard last night, the NFL is saying you got Pee-wee to high school to college looking up to these guys.
Yeah.
They need to
you need to act like gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Now, you can still, play hard and do all that stuff, but,
and you'd be a little chippy to each other, but, don't let the fan.
Standing over somebody and, doing that kind of
Yeah.
stuff is not acceptable.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's bush league, as we used to say.
Yeah.
That's bush league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Act like you've been there. As Joe Paterno would say, act like you've been there.
Yeah.
We haven't, Coach.
Doesn't matter. Act like it anyway.
All right. So now we're in the divisional round. So, division round, the team that had to bye in the wild card round, now they're going to play the lowest seed, and so you're down to 2 games in each division. So I have Los Angeles at Buffalo and Kansas City at Baltimore in the divisional series. And in the NFC, I have Washington at Detroit and Los Angeles at Philadelphia. And the winners are Buffalo and Baltimore and Detroit and Philadelphia.
And I have the Chiefs beating the Chargers and the Ravens beating the Bills. And then the Lions beating the Packers and the Bucks beating the Commanders.
Ooh, Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So that gets us to the AFC Championship game. And so for me, I have Baltimore is going to play at Buffalo because Buffalo's the top seed, and Philadelphia is going to play at Detroit. So.
And I have the Ravens. They would be hosting the Chiefs, and the Lions hosting the Bucks.
Wow.
And I have the Ravens finally getting over the hump and making it to the Super Bowl to face the Lions.
So I have Detroit versus Buffalo, and you have?
I have the Lions against the Ravens.
Okay.
And I picked the Lions to win it, beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
So did I. So we both picked the same Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
And I just have the feeling that this is Detroit's year.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
both picking Detroit to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, both. And remember, I did not look at yours before I did mine.
Yes.
I made sure I did mine independently, and I thought they were eerily similar.
Yeah.
Eerily similar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I just, it felt almost like last year was the year, but they didn't quite make it. So I think maybe this, they build upon that, and this is the year they do it. And I kind of feel like the Ravens, I know they haven't won, they don't have a good history in the playoffs, but there's a lot of people that are picking Derrick Henry to finally fall off. I don't know that that's...
He's tough.
He's a good running back, and I don't know that it's going to happen at some point. But
he doesn't depend on speed. He depends on his wiliness and his toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tough runner.
And they got a good coach. I think they're fairly deep at that position. My guess is they're going to keep an eye on how many touches he has and make sure that he's still fresh in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And
Harbaugh's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
Yeah.
All right.
And they got a good defense.
Yeah, they do.
They both have good defenses.
Yeah.
So.
They're built like the Steelers.
Our NFL special will continue right after this.
Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me. Somebody say pinch? Pinch, pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs? Oh, don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
U.S. stocks gained on Thursday, with the Dow adding more than 0.75%, the S&P 500 climbing over 0.8% to notch a record high close, and the Nasdaq rising about 1%. Data showed the number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, while hiring by private employers slowed in August, further evidence that labor market conditions were softening. Investors are now laser-focused on the U.S. monthly jobs report due Friday and whether it will keep Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and his fellow policymakers on track for an expected 25 basis point interest rate cut this month or cause that number to potentially double. Robert Conzo is CEO and Managing Director of the Wealth Alliance.
I believe 25 basis points is very well warranted. He should do it. The 50, I don't think it's really 100% necessary right now. I think we have to see how this labor report and what continues to go on. If corporate profits still continue, well then maybe that 25 basis points really isn't necessary. I think a little bit more data is necessary for a 50.
Stocks on the move Thursday included Amazon, which rose more than 4%. JetBlue said it will partner with Amazon's subsidiary Project Kuiper, a satellite broadband internet network, to improve its onboard Wi-Fi. Shares of Broadcom, which gained more than 1% at the close, rose higher in extended trading after the company forecast fourth quarter revenue above Wall Street estimates, bolstered by strong demand for its custom AI chips. And shares of Lululemon nosedived about 14% in extended trading after the sportswear maker slashed its annual revenue and profit forecasts, signaling a slowdown in demand going into the crucial holiday season.
Finally kicking off the NFL season Thursday night with the Cowboys and Eagles. Eagles coming out on top. NFL special going on here this morning. We'll get the picks in just a little bit. Nice day today so far.
Yeah.
Good start. Yeah. And we got Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson, and
my good friend Joe Roddy.
Good
friend Joe Roddy.
I can't figure out which one of us is Shannon Sharp and which one is the other guy. I can't even remember his name now. Stephen A. Smith. Am I Stephen A. Smith or are you?
Is it Sharp and Smith? No,
it was at one time.
It's Sharp and someone else.
Well, Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless, yeah. Who do you want to be?
I don't want to be either one of them.
Neither do I. So we're just Bruce and Joe.
Okay.
We're with Bruce and Joe.
You both picked the Lions.
Because you got to know this. Every Friday after I do my show, I go over to Joe's and we talk for like 3 hours every Friday. And we talk about everything, but we talk a lot about sports, so that's why we're doing this show together. Because he's a big sports fan like me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know what I was saying. What was
You-
I saying?
you
Oh, we
completely
both
lost.
picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we know that. All right.
Yeah.
So deep dive here into the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts are this, and we'll share what we think. I like Pittsburgh's quarterback. And the reason I like him is what he brings above the shoulders. He's a really smart quarterback. He works, and I read this in an article right at the beginning of training camp. When Aaron Rodgers is on the field, he's business. He's always talking to other players. He's always talking to the coaches. He's not goofing around. He is on point. And I think he brings an awful lot to these young receivers in terms of telling them how to run their routes, telling them about his offensive philosophy. And he seems to be getting along very well with Smith, the offensive coordinator. So I think what he brings to this offense is pretty dynamic. And they could be much better than we think.
Yeah. And all the reports that we've seen, his arm is still as strong as it ever has been, and he can make all the throws that he needs to throw.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, he's got one of the best arms ever in NFL history. So if he's still, even at 90%, he's still better than most quarterbacks in the league. My concern with him as he's getting a little bit older is his mobility. So my biggest concern is the offensive line and can that unit gel as a group? And I think he's helped that. And I think he kind of spurred them on in training camp. And it's from reports, they seem to be doing well. But can they step up? And right now the NFL has them ranked on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. That unit is ranked with a 4. So they don't rank them very high, but that's based on past performance. Can they gel together? And they're a young group. They're going to get better.
They're young and they're talented. And the point is, how quickly are they going to get good?
Yeah.
And if you look at the line in general, I mean the center he's a future star.
Yeah.
And McCormick and Samalo are both good guards. It's really the tackles.
Yeah.
How good can the tackles be? The right tackle,
Troy
Fontenot, got hurt last year. Would have beat Jones out, the guy that's playing left tackle now. So he's come back playing well. Jones, I think, is the one we know least about, although reports are he's played pretty well during the preseason.
And last year, it seemed like people were moved out of their more natural positions. This year, it seems like everybody's back to the kind of their natural positions, including Broderick Jones. He's more comfortable, and I think in college he was always a left tackle. So yeah, there's a lot of hope that they can get better.
So with Rodgers, the one thing that might bother me, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not yet, is not so much the playing and the talent there. I think it's there, right, as long as he's healthy, is the distractions. Is he going to be on the Pat McAfee show every week? Is he going to be calling out team members and causing locker room distractions with the team?
I don't think so.
You don't think he's going to be on, or you don't think it's...
I don't think he's going to be causing
By the
distractions.
way, I love him being on.
Right.
Yeah.
But now that he's a Steeler, I don't want that.
The thing I think you got to remember is that Tomlin's the reason he's there. And him and Tomlin are very tight. And I think Tomlin will coach him into what he wants him to be.
Yeah.
You know. And I think he's going to listen to Tomlin. He wanted to play for Tomlin. That's why he came to Pittsburgh.
And I think he sees the end coming.
Right.
Like, he knows he doesn't have a whole lot left. And so I think to some extent he may self-censor a little bit just so that he doesn't cause problems.
Exactly.
I think he's learned some lessons maybe, and he's maybe going to self-censor a little bit.
And I think he was frustrated in New York. I think he was frustrated with the Jets. I don't think that was a good experience up there.
I don't think so either.
And I think it bothered him, and I think he kind of...
I don't think he wanted to leave Green Bay.
No, he didn't. That's true. He did not want to leave Green Bay. They kind of pushed him out the door because of his age. So,
yeah.
I just, like I said, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Everything I hear him say in public is that he's bought into what the Steelers do. He's bought into Tomlin and the Steeler way, and he's not going to screw it up.
I don't think the Steelers want him appearing every week on
they don't.
Pat McAfee show.
No.
Probably not.
But they can't really stop him either.
Right.
No. But it might be a Tomlin goes and has a conversation with him and says, hey, I know you're going to do this, but just remember, you're a reflection of all of us to some extent, and just...
He respects Tomlin. He respects Tomlin, and I think that will...
And if you have a problem with a player, let's just go talk to that player.
Right.
Don't call anybody out, Because I didn't think from what I saw that he was all that bad on the Pat McAfee show. It's a lot of the talking heads would blow some things out of proportion.
Well, but
that's what they do, and that's what they'll continue to do.
Also calling out Jets ownership and saying things during or calling out maybe some players, and that's where the distraction comes in. I think if you're in the locker room going, hey, this guy's,
Well, I'm not sure that the comments he made about the Jets ownership was not right on.
Well, that's...
Now, should he have made it? No, but, I think that's a dysfunctional ownership. I'm just saying. He doesn't have that.
Well, I don't disagree with you, but again, that's a team, it's like, I'd love to hear everything. But when it comes to the Steelers, do we want to hear this stuff that's going on? Yeah. I don't know.
So the other thing I want to talk about is that if you have a immobile quarterback who doesn't move around a lot like he used to, then the running game becomes very critical to the success of the team. And I think this running game is pretty good. They gave their running back starter a new contract.
Yeah.
And I'm bullish on Caleb Johnson. I really like this kid from Iowa, even though he's considered third string.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, and I think Tomlin did that for a reason.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't like him, and not that he doesn't think he's good. He wants him to work his butt off.
Yeah.
And Johnson is a kid that is supremely motivated. So if Tomlin puts him on the third string, he's going to take it personal, and he's going to play really hard. And I think Tomlin is so smart to do that. That's a psychological play on my part, putting him at third string behind
Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell would be
Gainwell.
the second. Would be the backup.
He's not the number 3 running back. Believe me, he's not.
Yeah.
And I like the tight end room.
Yeah, the tight end room is really good.
I got 4 of them.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rogers just raves about how good Connor is.
Oh, yeah.
Connor Hayward. He said if there's a player in the field that runs the right pattern every time, it's him. He said this kid is really good.Maybe not the most talented player, but he's always where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you throw him the ball, he catches it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people sleep on that Darnell Washington. He's going to be third on the depth chart, but he's 6'7", 280 at least, and he's just
Do you think they're going to use him inside?
Human being.
Do you think they're going to use him inside the 20 a lot?
I think so.
A lot, exactly.
Seeing some of his highlights last year, you know what it reminds me of is Gronk. People just couldn't tackle him because of he's just such a big physical human
but
being.
But he's an athlete.
Yeah,
he's still an athlete. He can run.
So I'd love to see him get used a ton down, inside the 20, and
he can block like
he can block
freight
too.
train.
Yeah. Well, when you're that big and strong, so what I see for the Steelers is new quarterback. Getting used to the receivers. You've had some changes at running back position, the offensive line unit, some flux there. I see a rough beginning until they really start to get their stride. But if Aaron Rodgers is what he can be, as the season goes on, before they hit their really rough stretch, they could really gel and really start to get into a rhythm.
So I think early on the running game is critical.
Yeah,
that's really critical. If you can run the ball, control the clock, grind out first downs, get some points on the board, that'll help.
Not be flashy.
No, you're not be flashy, but just do the basic things,
Yep.
Control the clock, control the ball. And then as the season goes on, all these elements are going to get better. They're going to play together better. And then let's talk about the defense. This is a pretty darn good defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think their weakest spot is probably the inside linebackers.
And they're not bad.
And they're not bad. You got Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson.
Wilson is
Cole Holcomb is really underrated. So
and he's number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then if you look at outside, they got 2 of the best in the game, and
good backups.
2 good backups, and if you look at Ramsey on the back end, it was a huge pickup. I was listening to Williamson and Lawley when they were talking about the preseason, and they said a lot of games Ramsey was the best player in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how good this kid really is. He's a defensive back that plays with the attitude of James Harrison. He does. He plays with a real edge, and players don't like to be tackled by him. You don't like to be defended by him. He is a real beast out there, and he's really talented. And with him and Slay, the kid they picked up from Philadelphia, their defense in the back end is much better.
Yeah. And make no mistake, Ramsey and Slay are not spring chickens.
Nope.
But they still have enough left in the tank, especially with the other guys they have that they can rotate in. I think, again, it'll be interesting to see if they keep an eye on the number of snaps they play. Can they move them into different positions to make it easier on them, give them a little bit of a break to, just make sure that they're fresh into the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see. And, they have one of the tougher strength of schedules, but the first 3 games are the Jets, the Seahawks, and New England. All 3 winnable games.
Yeah.
Before they
and
are
I think
at home
they're,
against
I think
Minnesota,
they're a team
and then
that
a bye.
will benefit from momentum of winning some games.
Yeah.
I think it's like, though, hey, we're 3-0. All right, it's better than being like 1-2 or 2.
Well, it's a better schedule than they had last year.
Right.
Last year was brutal. I think they had a bye pretty early on in the season.
Right.
And
Well, they still got an early bye.
Week 4.
but it's not so rough as a start.
Right. Or week 5, excuse me.
Yeah. And we're doing that game in Dublin, right? We're heading over and broadcasting.
Yes, we're doing the game in Dublin, yes.
Yeah,
and then we get a week off.
No, us. We're going over there.
Yeah, and we get a week off. It's either before or after. I think it's after. Yeah, I think they played.
Who do they play? And
isn't it the 4th game?
Oh, is it Minnesota? Yeah, then we have the bye week.
Then they have a bye, which is really helpful because to go over there and then have to come back and play another game. So I think the schedule makers did them a favor there, giving them that week off after Ireland.
Yeah, but and then they come back against Cleveland too. So
well, I'm talking you, Joe, and I are going over and doing our show over there.
Joe, did you hear that?
My passport ran out.
I didn't know we were going. Wow.
Yeah, get in line now to get your.
You got the tickets purchased?
We're not going to the game. We're just going to broadcast from a pub over there.
Pub?
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be great.
I knew I liked this guy.
What week is that? I think we have a high school game.
Week 4.
Yeah, so.
Maybe not.
Boy, that would, if I could figure it out, Bruce.
That'd be nice.
That would be awesome.
I'd love you forever.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Talking sports with Bruce, Joe, myself, and anything else with the Steelers before we talk Penn State real quick, and then we got picks.
No, I think we're good. I did want to talk a little bit about Penn State's game against Nevada. I will say this. I was impressed by how hard Nevada played the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they got kicked to the curb, they played hard.
Yep.
Whenever Penn State broke down, they paid the penalty. That team was well coached.
Yeah.
I was impressed with how hard they played. They didn't cash it in. They didn't mail it in. They played hard, which is good because you want a team to play against good opposition and
absolutely, especially towards the end of the game. What I was going to say is, towards the end of the game, Penn State's got their second and third stringers in at that point.
Yeah.
They were playing hard, but also their opponent was playing hard, so they got a good look at them too. It wasn't they were just throwing in the towel, and so kind of going through the motions. That was really good for those backups and third stringers.
And what about for Nevada? The approach there, was it, hey, this is what to be at this level, this is the type of football where you need to be playing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Learning experience for them.
They were ready.
Yeah.
They were ready. They played well. I mean, they weren't as good.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Drew Aller. I thought Drew Aller was masterful in that game. He was in control. And that's what you want for a quarterback that's going to be in the hunt for a national championship. This is his third year. He looked like a veteran third-year player. And Grunkemeyer, the backup, played well also.
And Penn State got a lot of good things out of that game that they wanted. They got the ball back with less than 2 minutes before half with Aller still in. So you want to give them an opportunity to, yes, it's a lesser opponent, but you want to give them that opportunity to get that 2-minute drill in a live game situation. And they got it, and they ran it beautifully and scored. Yeah. So, I mean, really, it worked out really well for Penn State.
Okay.
And the defense was good, I mean, as we knew. And it was their first game, too. And remember, they got a new defensive coordinator. So this is a new scheme, and I thought there was no breakdowns on defense at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm impressed by Knowles, by how well he had this new scheme ingrained into these young players. They just didn't make mistakes.
Yeah, and a lot of energy out of that unit, too.
A lot of energy.
Where's there more panic right now, Alabama or North Carolina?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as North Carolina, look, he's going to, in the long run, be a winner. And this is a way overreaction. Okay, yeah, he got slammed by a good team. And this is his first.
This is the media, too, building all this up.
Oh, yeah. But let's look at him in a couple years. It's going to look a lot different. He's got to build the program. Yeah. This is his first year.
Do you think he'll be there a few years?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think he's tired of coaching in the pros. I think he wanted to coach kids. Mm-hmm. Kids are more malleable. And I think he wanted to be in that kind of environment.
Well, they're all the age of his girlfriends. So
yes, exactly.
Really
there you go. There you go.
Perfect, Joe. Perfect. All right, we got to get to the picks. Believe it or not, there's a Friday night game. Can you believe the nerve of the NFL competing with high school football?
Our ratings will be better. Don't worry.
Yeah. The Chargers and Chiefs tonight at 8. This will be on. This is a YouTube game.
Where's it at?
Los Angeles. I think. Yeah, Los Angeles.
I'm going to go with Chargers.
I always say that because last year I think they did the Friday night game like in Brazil or someplace. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
But it's not saying that.
I'm going with Chargers.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs just to be difficult.
All right.
All right. Then we get into the Sunday games. And I think one of the biggest games in the 1 o'clock time slot would be the Jets-Steelers game. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of attention to that. But we'll get to that pick in a moment. Jaguars, Panthers, and Jacksonville.
Jaguars and Panthers. Jaguars.
I'm going to go Jaguars, too.
Commanders hosting the Giants.
Commanders.
Yeah.
Jets hosting the Steelers.
Steelers.
Oh, Joe.
Steelers.
Okay. Saints hosting the Cardinals.
I'm going to say the Saints.
Me too. Saints.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Patriots hosting the Raiders. That'd be a good game.
I'm going to go with the Patriots.
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay. I'm a little, but It'll be a close game. Yeah, but I'm going to go with.
We can't pick all the same ones.
No, we can't. You know,
I'll go with the Raiders.
Colts hosting the Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Now this is going to be a good one too.
And I'm really.
Yeah, I'll go with the Colts then.
Okay, this matchup's going to be good. Cleveland hosting the Bengals. They're both probably thinking, really? Can we ease into it?
Oh, Bengals.
Yeah, I'll go Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
How well Flacco plays and how well the team plays. I don't think they're going to handle that offense from Cincinnati. I'm sorry.
No.
I just don't think they're going to handle it.
All right, Falcons hosting the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
I'll say the Falcons.
Then we get to the 4:05 game, Seahawks, 49ers in Seattle.
Seahawks at 49ers.
No.
49ers at
Seattle.
I'm going to go 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers too.
Yeah.
You should, because you picked them to.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, Broncos and Titans.
Broncos, yeah, that's easy.
Rams and Texans at 4:25.
Rams and Texans.
Where at?
Los Angeles.
Rams,
yeah.
Okay. Packers and Lions. That's going to be good too at 4.
Where at?
Green Bay.
Opening game, they're at Green Bay.
Man.
Lions and Packers. Boy, Packers are going to be sky high.
I'm going to say the Lions.
Me too. Yeah, I just think they're better. But that's going to be a heck of a game.
A good game.
That's a heck of a game.
You want another good game? Sunday night. Bills, Ravens.
Ooh. Where?
Buffalo.
Yeah, you got to go with the Bills.
Well, there's some good matchups here.
I'm going to go Ravens.
All right.
I'm going to go Ravens, yeah.
I'll go Bills.
And then Monday Night Football, the Bears hosting the Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. I'm
going to say Bears.
All right.
I think that young quarterback's going to have first game jitters. I think Bears. Although they have a rookie quarterback too. But
well, don't the Bears have the Lions offensive coordinator from last year?
Yeah, I believe they do.
Yeah.
So that's going to be.
I'm going to pick the Bears in an upset. Yeah.
The Bears.
Not Bears.
The Bears.
Any changes? You guys, I'm going to
No, we're good.
submit.
We're
Boom.
Lock it in.
Lock it
Final
in.
answer.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right. Those are the picks for the weekend.
And it's interesting. This is interesting about the Steeler game. The quarterback last year for the Jets is now quarterbacking for the Steelers. The quarterback for the Steelers last year is now quarterbacking for the Jets.
Well, one of them, and the other one's quarterbacking for the Giants.
Yeah.
But Fields started that game early in the season. So, it's interesting. The old man and the young kid.
Yeah.
I'll go with the old man.
Okay.
And that's why it's going to be a great game. Well, certainly they're building it up for that. So.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure it's going to be all that great a game, but we'll see.
A lot of really good matchups this weekend, so excited to see what happens. And, of course, another great weekend of college football coming up. So
Great game. Yeah, we didn't do college picks, which we'll start back again next week. But, Penn State plays Florida International University, which they will dispatch easily.
Have a good weekend.
You too.